Hi, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, whatever it may be. Lola, Kimmer, hope you guys are doing well. It's a beautiful Tuesday here. I almost said Monday because yesterday was a holiday. So today feels like a Monday, but it is not. It is Tuesday. And I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a great day. Um, I'll just going to leave that up just for a little bit so everyone can read it. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Sound check, sound check. Oh, you can. Yeah, it does feel like a Monday. Yeah, because, well, we had a holiday here in Canada yesterday. I don't believe the US has a holiday. Um, Good. Thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, so just a reminder to everyone that to follow the YouTube chat rules. And most people know what doxing is. So, unless a person's using their full name, um, some people do use their real name, their full name. So be it. But outside of that, we shouldn't dox anybody. So, we shouldn't be putting real names out there. If someone has a screen name or hi, Valerie. Thanks for being here. Or any addresses, anything personal, right? We don't do that. You don't do that. Opinions expressed by persons in the chat do not reflect the opinions of Nova's Inquest, but I certainly don't disagree that anybody should be allowed to share their opinion as long as it is respectful, of course. Everything discussed here is speculation. So this today is going to be huge speculation, theories, opinions, and possible rumors. Um, yeah, so today is going to be speculation big time, just based on what typically happens in cases. What I've known to happen around here in Pictou County with another case that had happened a few years ago of a young girl who was kidnapped, abducted, and eventually uh, found red rummed. So, and uh, yeah, and what it might look like for the RCMP, right, in their investigation, because as they stated, they have to look at everything, every possibility. And of course, Waterways would be a part of that, whether Lily and Jack Sullivan, who went missing um, on May 2nd, last seen May 1st, from Gairloch Rd, Lansdowne, Pictou County, and have yet to be located. So whether they made their way to a waterway or um, something nefarious took place and things took that path. We don't know, right? We have no idea. However, we do know that waterways obviously could be a possibility, that unfortunately that is where Lily and Jack could have ended up, either way, right? In either scenario. So that is, in my opinion, most likely one of the things that RCMP would have to look at. And in doing that, there's typically certain things that take place. So that would include eventually looking in certain areas where things would wash up, whether it be evidence or an individual. Hi, Daphne. Thanks for being here. And yeah, and I do know, like I stated a few minutes ago, from a case that had took place a few years ago of a young girl who was abducted and unfortunately ended up red rummed. Although she was eventually found on land, part of the process was them searching areas around waterways, and there was specific areas that they had checked, and I can remember, we all can remember those areas because unfortunately it's, a small area here, and those areas have a lot of traffic. So as people are driving by, you could be driving by and you would see where they were looking, because they were there. So, but the only thing you didn't know was, did they find something there in the water as far as evidence, something washed up, or did they find her, right? Um, that was the only thing we didn't know. So then, as once they finished in that area, then you'd be waiting for a bit for any news to come out, um, for an update as to whether she was found or not, because you just didn't know, right? If it was her piece of evidence or what it was, or if they were just going there because there's certain areas which are typical to have things wash up or get caught up in certain areas, and or were they just checking and there was nothing there. So you didn't know. So as things like this were taking place, of course, the whole county is waiting. Okay, was that her that they found? Um, and so there were certain areas, and I mean, there's three areas that I remember in particular that um, were areas that they searched. And two of those areas in particular, I actually passed by as they were searching because I had to pass through those areas going to where I used to work in Pictou, where Kent lives. I worked there for years. So I had traveled, um, a certain way across the causeway, and Pictou Harbour's there, and that is one of the areas they had searched for this young lady in the waters. I distinctly remember that. And then there is another area here at the Trenton Causeway, and these are all waterways that, as certain areas where, uh, that water passes through, or ends up into. So a lot of rivers end up into the Pictou Harbor, and into Chance Harbour. So, and another area that was searched was along the causeway. Uh, they call it the connector from Trenton to Abercrombie. So I remember those three areas in particular. Um, and Pictou Harbour and Chance Harbour are fairly close to each other. They're kind of across from each other, but connected. So we're going to go over that because there was a, it's, and I'll show it to you again. Actually, I'll bring it up right now. It was an advisory that was put out by Rcmp, which is what they do if they're going to be in a certain area doing something. They're just kind of alerting the police that, that there'll be a heavy presence in the area, and it's just due to an investigation. And so an advisory did come out, and it did state Chance Harbour. And at the time, somebody had sent me an email. I had already saw it, and I didn't even think of it anything being connected to this case, because at the time I was thinking, um, well, I can't see, from Lansdowne that way, I can't see that being connected. And then somebody sent me an email saying, that they thought Daniel went fishing there, and I brushed that off as well. I thought, well, no, that I can't imagine that all the fishing areas around where he lives, that he'd be driving all the way down there to go fishing, or all the way down there because he went fishing there, to do anything nefarious with the children. Um, so I just kind of brushed it off. I didn't really think much more of it, except that, there's probably just something going on down in that part of town. because it's not uncommon. There's been stuff that have happened that happens down that way, uh, that has happened before, so it didn't strike me odd. But um, anyway, so then um, one thing that kept sticking out to me, and I always thought of, and I just kind of kept it in the back of my mind, and I didn't really say anything about it because you don't want to go there yet and put ideas out there, I guess. Um, and I guess you just don't even really want to think of it as something that could happen or, as a possibility. But I know realistically that there are things, like I said, that, RCMP or whatever law enforcement agency it is, there's things they have to look at when they're looking at every possibility, as I said. So whether it's accidental, being, where the kids possibly wandered, or if something nefarious took place. And if it is that, we have no idea who. Is it somebody that got them, grabbed a hold of them? Is it somebody on the property? Like, we don't know, right? Um, that either way, waterways could be a possibility. And of course, they would have to check that, being that they said they're checking every possibility. So it's just a reality. It's a reality when it comes down to it. It's a reality. Um, uh, so there's an area called Alma, and so um, I've said before that I have family out closer towards where Daniel lives. And there's a beautiful fishing spot out there that my husband and I used to be avid fishermen. Not so much anymore due to my condition, but we used to fish a river, and you can catch salmon and trout there. I've caught both. Um, and This beautiful, beautiful spot to fish. And I knew that that was close to where Daniel lived. And it's just something I kept in the back of my mind. And, um, because I didn't want, I guess, because some people can just go a little overboard with the whole, oh, that's one of his fishing spots and it's close to him. So this must have happened. So I guess I just wanted to not go there yet. and and yeah, yeah, hard to say. I mean, this took place during pretty much all of fishing season, and it's hard to say because it could be his serenity now too, right? So if he has to clear his mind and calm himself, it might be a thing that he does do here and there, right? Just by himself, go fishing. Um, but Anyway, so this fishing spot, there's no doubt in my mind that Daniel's gone fishing there. I mean, it's very near to him, and it's a popular fishing spot, and you can catch trout and salmon there. So there's no doubt in my mind he's been there. Um, and it's called Middle River. Now I never call it Middle River. I always call it the Alma River because it's out by Alma. And if I'm talking to my husband or I wanted to go fishing there, I'd say the river out in Alma. Like, I so if someone's to say to me Middle River, it wouldn't even enter my mind that, oh, that's Middle River, because I never call it that, and so that name just means nothing to me. But somebody did bring it up, and I can't remember who it was. I distinctly remember seeing it. Um, Unless I'm losing my marble. Well, I've already lost my marbles, but my memory is so bad. So quite possibly I could be totally wrong. But um, always in the back of my mind, I knew how close that river was to, the property where the kids went missing from. And I just would think about it here and there. Like, my gosh, I wonder if the kids got near that, because if they did go through the woods, it's almost a straight line distance. If they ended up going that way, right? And or if something nefarious happened, is it possible that that river could have a role in it, because it is so close. And I knew it was up pretty high as well, because I had been out that way just before the kids went missing. And I remember I always look at it anytime we uh, go over the overpass. I always check that river, because it's one of our spots that we used to fish. And oh, was it you did, Daphne? Okay, I spoke about the Middle River. Yeah, yeah. I always call it Alma River. Okay, so maybe it's you I'm thinking of, because honestly, it was so, to me, kind of quick and fast, because again, Middle River, I wasn't cluing in that was, like, if you use the word Middle River, I wouldn't even clued in that was what I call the Alma River, right? Um, so it kind of went over my head, but I had been thinking about that river the whole time, but not cluing in that it's called Middle River. Um, Nova, does that river flow towards the lake called Dover? No, I think it might be the other way around. Um, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Um, uh, Solace, there's a lot of fishermen by there. They would have been found by now. Well, um, yeah, let's just go through everything first. Um, so yeah, okay. So you can see on the screen there, um, oh, the star was found by Middle River, because I thought the star was found by where a wooden bridge is. Um, so you can see on the screen, and I hope it's big enough for you. So if it's not, let me know. I'll try to make it a little bit bigger. So from 1407 Garlic Road, um, you can see and that they say 16 minutes. Trust me, nobody's driving the speed limit around here that it's going to take 16 minutes. Everybody drives over 10, and nobody gets. I don't know where it is, like the way it is anywhere else, but around here, if you drive over 10, unless the police are after you for something, typically they leave you alone. But if you go past, like if you're doing 12, 13 for up there, right, then they'll probably pull you over. But so trust me, it's no 16 minutes. It would be less than that. But uh yes, on McLeod Road, it's not a wooden bridge. It's more like a wooden. Yeah, this is not the same spot. No, this is a different spot. Um yeah, and I'm going to show it to you. I'll show you. You'll see everything. You'll see the bridge that's there. Well, you can call it a bridge, or you can call it an overpass. I'll show you everything. Yeah. Uh, that footnote. Yeah. You know what? I wasn't, well, because I worked in the public, right, as a nurse. So I would not do over the speed limit. There was no way I was losing my license for my job, because I needed my license for my job. So I was very careful. But there was a lot of other nurses that did. um, yeah, so you can see from 1407 Gairloch Road, so that's where the kids went missing. And then you can see uh, where Alma, middle, and that I put Middle River location. And so 16 minutes, but like I said, you can probably cut that down to 10 to 12. No joking. Um, it's like from where I live to where, out near where, because like I said, I have family out that way. It says when you put in for me, for where we live, it says 20 minutes. Trust me, it's not 20 minutes. My husband and I timed it. It's not 20 minutes. It's like probably 10 to 12. Um, okay, so I'm just going to go over to some other pictures there. Okay, so there again, you see the Elma location, Middle River, right? So again, from 1407 Gairloch Road, or Gairloch, however you want to pronounce it, um, from where the kids went missing to uh, Elma, Middle River location. Um, then you can see how this flows out. Okay, so the river comes into this opening, right? Middle River into this opening and then out. And then where it says Pictou, that waterway in there is where they call it Pictou Harbour. And then it comes into Chance Harbour and then out into the ocean. Okay? So, so if those kids were near that river for any reason, either whether it be they got down there accidental somehow, or whether it be in some other way, nefariously, you can see that it wouldn't take, and like I said, the rivers were high. And when I saw it was high, and it just continued to rain. It was like rain every day, rain, 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 rain. So that river would have been high and more rapid. So you can clearly see, to me, if that was RCMP. Well, we know they were down in Chance Harbour. There's no was about it, and I'm going to show you that alert again. That it, and I didn't realize. I had no idea that that river, because once I started to look up that river, and like I said, I called it the Alma River, and then I said to my husband, because for the life of me, I could not find Alma River. No wonder why, because it's my made up name of it. And I said to my husband, what is that the river's name out by your out by where we go fishing out your brother's way? And he said, oh, that's Middle River. And I was like, oh my God, I think I saw somebody mention that too. So then I looked up Middle River, and then that's when um I saw the connection, and I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that that goes into that, mouth of water there, and then washes out into Pictou, into Chance Harbour area. Um, so then I was like, okay, so that probably is why the police were down there. That, no doubt, in my opinion, speculation. Most likely, because they do have to do that. It's terrible, but it's part of what they have to do, right? To see, to make sure, you know, that they're not in that area there, right? There's certain areas where things wash up or get caught up, or uh, if somebody found something and reported it, right? That would be one of those areas where something could be found, right? Um, that goes out into the ocean. You can see out into the ocean. Daphne, that's kind of where they drove on Thursday. It looks like 289 has another road that runs parallel with it, maybe one more like a highway. Yeah, well, there's the old highway and the new highway there. Oh my God, I remember that week. Rain for over a week, heavy rain all over North. Yes, yeah. Does it have tides in that spot, Nova? Like they, oh my God, no, that guys, that's like open ocean. That's like open, like that's Atlantic Ocean. Like that's, uh, it's not, no, like you guys are thinking of, yeah, like you said, the Bay of Fundy. Yeah. No, no, no. Like this is horrific, wicked, treacherous ocean. You don't need the Bay of Fundy. Like this is going into like yeah, like the oceans around here are treacherous. Like our oceans, like they're nothing to mess around with, for sure. Nothing to mess around with. Kimmer, not like the Bay of Fundy, just no. Okay, yeah, 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 just normal. Yeah, along the shoreline. Yeah, you have like it goes out and it comes back in. It's not quick like the Bay of Fundy, like how that quick all of a sudden the water's back in. But you wouldn't have to worry about that there. That's like right out into the open ocean right here. Yeah. Bays are not good either. Oh yeah, tons of shark and stuff. Well, at least down here. Well, we have the odd white shark here, but for some reason the white sharks that are found here seem to be the biggest sharks. Like one of the white sharks that was found over by PEI was is the third largest that was ever found. And we just had another white shark in Halifax, and it's huge. There's a picture of it on the news. It's 17 feet long. Um, the current in the strait is very powerful. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Mike, hi Mike. Thanks for being here. Yeah, just the current itself would take you away. Yeah, like you don't even the whole Bay of Fundy thing, you wouldn't even have to. The thing is, people don't understand with the Bay of Fundy. When the water's out, there's nothing there. Like you nobody would take a I've heard people talking about that and then thinking that it would be put there because then when the water comes uh when that big oh my god, my I'm getting brain fog. When the tide comes back in. But when the tide is out in the Bay of Fundy, there's no water. Like you could literally, it just looks like it's just all dirt. Like you could walk out there and walk. It's like a river with no water in it. It's the weirdest thing. And then it comes back in, and when it comes back in, then it fills all back in again um, to a complete river. Like it's just the weirdest thing you would ever see. It's just bizarre. Um, so you could, I mean, you wouldn't take um, something and and put it there thinking that when the tide comes back in, because I mean everybody would see what you're doing and what is there because there's no water. And in my experience, anytime when I've lived around uh, the Fundy, that was my experience. I lived in New Brunswick for a while, right along it actually. Yeah. 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 Pretty crazy. Yeah, but outside of that, uh, like we don't have a lot of sharks around here. It's very it's like they're seen, but it's not a big it's not like a it's not like it is in the States. Yeah, because our waters are so cold. But there are sharks, but it's very rare. It's not a big thing. The water is very warm right now. Yeah, it is. Just coming back from there. Yeah, the water is beautiful. Yesterday I was down the beach at my mom's. We had like a family shindig and oh my god, it was so eerie because of the fires and the haze. So the sun was blocked by the smoke from the fires in Canada, and um, so it just looked very eerie. And then it was extremely still, like there was no movement at all, and the water was so still, like it was very eerie, very eerie. I'm fascinated by sharks. Yeah, my husband is too. I'm from Florida and collected shark teeth for years while living down there. I miss the ocean now. Yeah, yeah. Whites though like cold water. Oh, they like cold water. I thought they didn't. Mm. Sharks don't care for human. No, it's rare that they attack a human. Often they confuse human for a seal. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the other thing was the uh Chance Harbour. There's the fishing spot there, and very popular fishing spot. Um yeah, and there's something. I'm going to go to Google Maps and I'm going to show you something. Um so there's the advisory there. RCMP are in the vicinity of Pictou Landing Road, uh, hashtag Chance Harbour, as part of an ongoing investigation. Residents can expect to see police presence. Please avoid the area. Allow officers to do their work. I used to kayak there going toward Pictou. Oh, yeah? Cool. My husband and I have done a lot of canoeing. Yeah. Nova, sending you an email later. We are visiting Nova Scotia next summer. Yeah, you said that. Wanted to ask you about some info on the areas to stay. I will help you out as best as I can. Um, hello, Alicia. I think that's how you spell it. Elijah, maybe. Uh, Alicia. Alicia. I'm gonna go with Alicia, and if I'm wrong, correct me. uh, Hi, JDR. In my opinion, these children had no one on their side. It seems like they had a pretty rough go for sure. Yeah, they certainly didn't have it as good as some other children have it. It certainly seems that way. Um, and yeah, in our opinion. Um, yeah, so that's the advisory, right? That at first I just kind of brushed off, and then I was kind of like, wait a minute. Once the dots started to connect. uh, okay, so let's go to um, did I show you guys both of the now I don't know. Just one second. I don't think I did show you that. I just wanted to show you a bigger picture of like there's the you can see the river there. Um, like on both sides of the 104 there, and where Elma is, and then where the overpass is, and then the little red box there says Middle River. Just gives you a better look because in the other picture, uh, Google picture I had there, you couldn't really see the river, so I did a bigger image so you can see the river. And that river is quite long, Daphne, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if there's another bridge with that goes over it somewhere because it is quite big. Um, okay. So let's go over to Google Maps. Okay, so what you guys are looking at right here is so this is where it places you when you look up Elma. So now I'm going to take you up to that fishing spot and that um oh my god, again, my brain. Overpass. Oh wow, Google Maps is a lot quicker on the computer compared to the phone. Takes you forever to get up the road. All right, you guys see that okay? I hope. Um, let's see if can make that bigger. I should be able to make this bigger for you, I hope. Mm, maybe not. There. So you guys can see that river. Beautiful river to fish. I miss fishing there. Um, but so as you go down that river, right? That would and those woods, you see the woods there along the river. Um, so down towards as you're going down that river, that's bringing you closer to the Lansdowne area, um, and those areas. So one could see how if the kids had traveled through the woods that way, that they could possibly have made it to that river because it's not that far away out of as long for walking distance. And on the other hand, if something was done to the children, one could see how somebody could quickly make their way to that river. Um, and and so I'm going to show you around the other way, take you around the other way to show you which way this goes into the harbors. Pictou. So you see this side, maybe I'll come down this way a little bit more. There, so you see this side. You can see where the old bridge used to be. Whoops. Um, this is the side that takes it into the Pictou Harbour, and into Chance Harbour, and then into the ocean. So the further down this way you go, um, and if somebody was doing something nefarious, the closer you would be to that mouth to take them for them to be taken into those harbors. Um, so so I just wanted to show you that, because if that is the reason why RCMP were down there doing that, one can see um, why that would lead them there to do that, to do, search there, or if something was found down there that was brought to their attention, one can see why that would certainly happen. Now, whether anything happened right here, if that was the case, or if it was further up, um, because as you said, Daphne, there's another bridge that runs over, excuse me, this river. Um, excuse me, guys. Yeah. So yeah. But if to me, if it was one was doing something nefarious, has done something nefarious, and it was, a quick way of wanting to get rid of that, ugh, God, I just hate talking like that. It's so hard for it to come out of my mouth. But you know what I'm trying to say. It would make more sense for them to come down this way. And like I said, anybody those woods there are filled with paths and uh, trails, and people that way know those trails. Like when my husband and I are there fishing, all of a sudden you see somebody come out of the woods and then they start fishing. Well, they traveled through a trail to come to that fishing spot. So that's not uncommon out there. It's how it is. So yeah. Um, so there's a little video here too. There's a buddy, he's fishing there, and somebody took a little video of him, I guess. That I'll share with you as well. Um, Charmaine, hi. How are you? Uh, Thanks, Mike. Yeah, reminder, guys, hit the like if you haven't already, please and thank you. It's the one thing that is free. Um, I saw somebody else, another new. Oh, CR. Hi, CR. Uh, pit of curiosity. Do we know which side of that overpass the RCMP were searching? Uh, You're gonna have to go back to the beginning of the video when it's done, or you can go to the beginning of the video now, because I had already went through that, and I'm not being rude. I just want to keep moving forward, but and it's a lot to explain. So if you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll see CR. Thanks for being here. Barb, hi. Thanks for being here. At Charmaine, the stained bench is beautiful. You have a big heart. Pray answers come soon. You know what? I fell asleep as usual during last night's video, and I forgot to go back today and uh, check it out. So, hey Nova, actually, I'm like so high. Well, that's fine. Hey, to each their own, eh? Uh, Yeah. When did this advisory happen? That advisory was out I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and they took it down. They took it down. It was only up for a short period, and then it was taken down. Yeah, Carla. Well, that's weird. Your name just said CA above. You must have changed it after that. Poor Ken, I think, was confused. Tweaking versus twerking. That was the only thing I found funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, honestly, I remember them, Sunny saying that she was gonna show the bench, and then I fell asleep after that. Um, okay, what did I say I was gonna do next? Oh, the YouTube video of this fishing spot is very pretty. Uh, it's a very short video. Yeah. Hi, Julie. Okay. Make sure there was nothing else I want to show you guys. I think that was it. Yep. Um, Daphne. Nova, you're doing a great job. Thank you. You are as well. And Charmaine. Inside joke. Thought you'd have seen the live last night. Disregard my last message because I don't do rugs. Oh. No, was CR, not Carla Nova. Oh, okay. I don't know why. I thought the pictures were the same. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm just seeing purple, I guess. Purple. Yeah. Uh, Carla agree wasn't funny at all. But if I can't laugh at rude people, I'll just be rude. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Um, Bring up one of those pictures again. I can't help but think. I mean, it kind of makes sense now that I connected the dots when my brain finally turned on, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's Middle River." It's kind of funny that people that are not from here, because they're looking stuff up on maps and they're calling it Middle River, and I'm from here, and I don't know what that they're thinking of the same river I'm thinking of, because I'm in my mind thinking it's Elma River, because that's what I call it, Elma River. Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty quick jaunt to that river, and it's very close to or not pretty close. It does. It goes out into the harbors and the harbors that were being looked at. So no, people are not always kind. That's for sure. I'm thinking the CCTV trawl would have been bigger if the Bay Areas were suspected. The Bay Areas. The Bay. Oh, the Bay of Fundy. Oh, I never even, yeah, the Bay of Fundy, that's not even to me an option. No, no. There's no way like you have to go a distance to get to the like the Bay of Fundy is not even around here. It's all open ocean here. And there's no way anybody's getting to the Bay of Fundy from here to the Bay of Fundy without being seen on camera. And I hear people talking about Cobequid Pass quite a bit. Well, Cobequid, you you have to go right through an area that where the trucks are checked, the 18 wheelers. There's cameras, like that. That's not even something that I would even no no. So now Nova, Daphne, and the RCMP are all honing in on the same river. Um, Seems like it. Yep, yep. Except I call it the Alma River. It should be renamed, in my opinion. It should be called the Alma River. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, and RCMP, and I mean, geez, Daphne wouldn't even know the connection between Harbor and that river, and Daphne was cluing into it herself. Uh, yeah, I'm thinking it's very local, not even outside 5 mile radius. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, that river's right there. That river's right there, and it washes right out into the ocean. So that river was my thought the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, whether it be by accident or whether it be by nefarious, um, that in speculation, I speculation wise, just thought of that as a possibility for sure. Um, yeah, honestly, at this point, I truly hope the RCMP have their utmost best on the case. It's the only hope these children have for justice, in my opinion. Yeah, I do hope so too. I do. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Um, I hope so. Uh, I hope something turns up and they find Lilly&Jack Sullivan soon. They need to be found and brought home. Yeah, that's right. Whether it be, they're safe and sound or whether it be to allow them proper rest. Definitely. I don't trust anything any of them say. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And like as far as Daniel's statements last night, I don't even really know a lot of what they were saying because I was falling asleep and stuff, but I'll have to go through all those myself and uh probably read it a couple of times or more and take notes and then decide how I feel, what I feel about it. But it's probably not going to change much because once I develop that feeling that there's dishonesty there, with him, his mother, and Darren, it's just probably not going to change until the RCMP state anything different um, in regards to Lily and Jack. What I was thinking too was when I was in that local group chat, they brought up these tidal bores, I guess, that are near Truro. Yeah. Um, I don't know if they're near Truro. Are they near Truro? Uh, oh, maybe. Yeah, yeah, I think there might be one near Truro. But again, there would be a camera that would have caught. They would have been seen on camera. Like, how would you ever get to Truro without being seen on the camera? Um, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Apparently, the water is literally brown. The tides are nuts. Yeah, yeah. That's what the Bay of Fundy is like too. It's always muddy and yucky looking. Um, even like a brownish reddish color. Daphne honed in on your Elma. I'm not hungry then. Thanks though. I might have it later. Daphne honed in on your Alma River due to the star being found there. Yeah, but it's a different bridge that she was talking about though. I don't know if that's in the same Alma area. Did you say it was called McLeod Bridge? I know, yeah, somebody talked about McLeod Bridge, and I tried to find McLeod Bridge like on the maps, and I could not find it. So it must just be like a kind of an off the maps type of bridge. Where'd you go, Daphne? I know I already asked you the name of the bridge and you told me, but now I can't remember. I'm just going back to look. Um, uh, on Yeah, McLeod, and I can't find a McLeod bridge. I looked it up, so it just must be like kind of a off the road bridge, off the maps bridge. Um, so I'm not exactly sure where it would be located. I thought the lakes for the first I thought the lakes for the first month and all the rivers, yeah. Yeah. No, I think they'd have to be anybody that would, I mean, the lakes accidentally, but if anybody ever did anything nefarious to put the kids in the lake would just be stupid, right? Because you're going to they're going to be found, obviously, right? Um, sure, they are known as the world's highest tides. Yes. Hi, Cheryl. They come in very fast and empty twice on a 24-hour period, taking everything with them. And most of the tri- uh, tributaries are very muddy. Um, so, do they, Cheryl, they come in very fast and empty. So, when they empty, do they totally empty like the Bay of Fundy? Um, Carla. Nova, are the water levels in that middle river low due to lack of rain or not affected too much by rainfall? Well, I was saying that it depends on the rain, and see, the thing is about like around that time of year, we just lose our snow here. So we're losing our snow, and then we go into rain, 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 rain. So around that time, typically the rivers are running high and fast. I had been out there not too long before Jack and Lily had went missing, and that river at that time was pretty dirty looking, running pretty good, uh and it was high. Not a, I've seen it higher, but it was high. It wasn't like I'm showing you there in those pictures and in that video. And um and then from that point that I had seen it to when Jack and Lily went missing, it continued to just rain and rain and rain. So it still would have been high, and I know the other rivers were too, because um, anytime my husband and I go out, I'm always looking at the rivers and checking to see if there's anybody fishing down there. Like it's just something I do because I've been an avid fisherman um, before I couldn't, but so it's just something I always do. So yeah, the water levels in the rivers were high. Can someone tell me why when I come in my house, my screen name shows my personal name when it shouldn't? And no, I'm not the Cheryl C that got booted last night. Can someone tell me why when I come in my house? I'm a little confused by your question. When you come in your house, my name shows my personal name. Well, you would have to figure that out via your YouTube account and what you have in there for your screen name. But like you're saying, when I come in my house, do you mean when you come in the chat? I guess is what you mean. Right, different bridge on McLeod Road. I think much closer to the kid's house. Daphne must have left to go do some um digging. She's uh oh, she was writing. Um oh yeah, it's definitely a different bridge than what I'm showing you, because that's the overpass is what I'm showing you guys on the old highway. It's an old highway. Um old highway. Uh 350 meters up from east end of Lansdowne Station Road. Okay. Thanks, Mike. I think house is the typo. Yeah, yeah, it must be. I think so. She must be trying to ask if when she comes in the chat, but I don't know the answer. Me neither. There is a river monitoring station on the river. It's accurate and can be fact checked. Oh, cool. Is that what that little green box is that's there? I always wondered what that was every time we went fishing there. Of course, I probably asked my husband. He probably told me, and I don't remember. Uh, Cheryl, I think it's a recent YouTube issue to check people are who they say they are. What? Last few days, I've seen it on other well, they shouldn't be doing that, though, because some people don't want their real name on there, which is their prerogative. So YouTube shouldn't be doing that. Daphne's Case Files Nova. I was looking at something, checking out Concord Falls from Jack and Lily Home. Yeah, I figured you were doing some homework there, some sleuthing. Um, Look at the route. It goes by Glengarry Station. Yeah, yeah. Um, there's another thing I wanted to show you. Uh, where I can't remember where I saw that though. Dang it. Um, You asked about a lake there in Glengarry. It is connected to that as well. Uh, I believe it goes from the lake to the river to the river to the to the harbor to the ocean. I think is how it goes. Uh, just a second. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Hi, Kristen. Time to locate the divers. Maybe they can use their. It was me. I was trying to find my mute button and I couldn't find it. Um, Time to locate the divers. Maybe they can use their sonar to help. Well, uh, they may have used the divers. Uh, they would never let us know that, and that could vary. They could have had the divers down in Chance Harbour when they were down there. Sorry, I had to look up this channel you were at. I had to look up this channel you were at. Finally, somebody took my advice and looked at maps. I love how she is on this. Well, thank you, and Daphne's on it as well. Uh, my light bulb only went off when I asked when I finally clued in. My husband told me it's not called Alma River; it's called Middle River. I was like, oh Christ! No wonder why I couldn't find it. The one on McLeod Road isn't really a bridge. Yeah, kind of figured that. It's more of a walk over, I guess you would call it, only has wooden railing. Okay, yeah. Trying to, Kristen. We're putting our heads together. Uh, Thanks, Carla. It's weird outside of home. It shows Mama G62. But when I come home, it changes when I connect to my. Oh, so you are talking about when you're at your house and when you're. Oh, I don't know. That's a little bizarre. I've never heard tell of that. Huh, very weird. There's always storms here. Ever watch the guys who locate missing cars? Yep, yep, sure do. Oh, the the video, the quick video I showed there of the guy fishing you're talking about, that was on YouTube. What the heck was the name? Is it? Do I still have it there? Just a second. I think I X'd it out, and for some reason, it's not showing up in my history. Did you see the name of that channel, or do you want me to give it to you? CWOOD. We checked a lot of those areas, pretty dried up, and where there is water, pretty shallow. We checked a lot of those areas, pretty dried up. And were you a part of the search, CWOOD? So you're saying that you were part of the search and that the rivers were dried up? I can't imagine the rivers being dried up. Uh, Thank you, Kristen. That person has great videos. Okay, so you found it. Shows actual footage of waterfalls, etc. Oh, cool. Yes, I can share with you. Hi, Carolyn. Don't worry about that. CWOOD, so water levels are low now. The water levels would be low right now for sure. Yeah, yeah. Wonder if that's why RCMP were back out looking, assuming their recent advisory was related to this case and not something unrelated. Well, where they're looking though, is ocean related, so it wouldn't matter if it's dry weather or not. Um, we just had an announcement today that nobody is allowed to go into the woods right now because of the drought. Yeah, nobody's allowed in the woods. No fires until October. Yeah, can't because there's 700 and some fires all around Canada right now. Yeah, and we don't have fires, knock on wood, where I am right now, but you would not believe the smoke here yesterday, and you couldn't see the sun. It was weird. It was a very eerie day. That would, yes, exactly. I agree. I agree. Right out into the ocean. Yep. Yipper. And the rivers were running pretty good then because of all that rain. They definitely weren't low during that period. Um, were you Daphne Seawood? Um, were you, so were you a part of the other statement that you said there? We checked a lot. We checked a lot of those areas pretty dried up, and where there is water, pretty shallow. So you're not talking about when the kids went originally missing. You must have went back out to help, one of the groups that went out to help, because I know there were people that were getting back together to go out again. Is that what you're referring to? Oh, pretty. Maybe there was that other missing kid from Canada. Maybe there was that other kid from Canada. That would probably be the only water. Yeah. The smoke from Canada here. New York City making the moon red. Yeah, I know. Isn't it's so eerie? No. Can I send you some videos and pics? No, I went over the weekend. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I figured you meant now. Yeah, yeah, definitely would be dried up now. Yeah, yeah. Well, God, what an angel you are for doing that. Um, yeah, that's not easy work to be doing that, out doing searching like that. Yeah, definitely. So my email is Nova's channel. So just my name with an S on the end, Nova's channel at gmail.com. Yes, the US is complaining about all the smoke from Canada, like there's something we can do about it. Yeah, well, it happens the other way too. It goes both ways. Yeah, it can go both ways. New York City though seems to get it pretty bad though. When that happens. Um, Kristen, I'm not sure what you mean about maybe there was that other missing kid from Canada. No, I'm trying to figure that out, what you mean there. What road did you search nearest CWOOD? Oh, yeah. It'd be quite a mixture of people, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah. All of them. Wow. So when you after you send them, let me know, and I'll check my mail and see if I can pull them up. Did you want me to pull them up now? Is that what you wanted? See wood? Mike has been doing great videos as well. Yeah. Yep. I got to see a couple of them. I don't think I've seen too many more than that. Mike here, great videos. I watched your new one today. Okay, I didn't know you sent one today. Can I send them to you in Messenger to you? Might be easier. Yep. Just go to look me up on Facebook. Nova Haven, Hayve Hayven. Yeah, I got my messenger open right here too. It would be easier because I can just pull that right back up. Just a reminder to hit the like, everyone. Share and subscribe if you wish. Totally up to yourselves. So for anybody that missed that, I'll just show you again. Just show again what so you can see their Gairloch Road to Alma is says 16 minutes, but like I said, being from here, it's more like 10 to 12. um, And uh, so that takes you to the Middle River location. And then from the Middle River location, so you can see the river there. So you see Alma, and then you see the river. Um, and then from there, you see, so again, you see the Middle River location. And then that river uh, goes out into this opening into Pictou Harbour and Chance Harbour. And that is the area where, when the advisory come out from the RCMP, which I can show you again as well. And this is that river. Like the river's low there. Um, but the river was, I mean, it was running rapid enough and high enough that I remember it being dirty, because when my husband and I went out that way and drove by, I, as always, looked at it, and it was dirty from running pretty rapid. And I'll go back and show you the advisory. And that's the advisory that was put out. And that was a couple of weeks ago. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but approximately. Um, so we're just speculating, of course, that it could have uh, had something to do with the children. Yeah, see, wood, that's me. Yeah, yeah, I'm a crochet nut. I crocheted that Elmo for my grandson and all those baby clothes. Um, yeah, so we're just purely speculating, just based on, things I've seen in other cases, and I'm sure many of you as well, if you've, you know, been following crime and missing. And if you're from around here and you're familiar with another missing persons case, who did end up red rum, and they found her on land. However, they had to search waterways as part of the investigation. And there were certain areas, three in particular, that I know of, because it would be in the areas that I would pass by, or had people that were living in the area that could see what was going on. And um, that was one of the areas then that was in that area that had to be checked. In the other case, um, due to the fact that if she was in the water, um, there could be evidence there, or she could have been, in that area, washed up, caught up in that area, washed up in that area. There could be evidence there, whatever the case may be. What I was going to ask you is, are you guys having those nasty orange clouds again from Wolf Forest fires or something? A few years ago, about 2 years ago, we had really orange skies down New York. Yesterday it was like that here. Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, and it's the sun behind the cloud, behind the it's not even clouds, it's smoke is what it is. But yeah, it's the sun behind that, and it's very creepy, very eerie looking. Yeah, they probably closed off some too, huh? Yeah, from forest fires. Yes, yes, yeah. Hazy. Yeah, yeah. Very hazy. Today, well, it might be now, actually. I can't see out the window, but it wasn't like it was yesterday. It was just total and you could smell it in the air. You could smell like a very faint smell of like the fire. It was weird, but yeah. Hi. Hi, Mark. How are you? Welcome to the party. Uh, Tristan, the sky is looking like storm, but I think again here too. Yep, yeah. Yeah, it's really weird when the sun is behind that haze, smoke haze. It's just so creepy looking. It smells like plastic melting. Okay. Yeah. Uh, Let me know when you have sent those CWOOD, just so we can make sure that they did come through. Uh, okay. Tonight is National Night for the police. So are you're in the States, Kristen? Yes, Mike's videos are good. Daphne works quickly with Nova crocheting it all together. Cute, cute, cute. And Nancy Wood's search is providing more insight. Great team, no drama. Only Alma. Yeah, exactly. Only Alma. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that all three of us were on to well, Mike too was onto the water thing as well. Um yeah. And I totally brushed off this Chance Harbour thing. I was just like, no, until I finally, my husband told me the correct name of that river and I looked it up. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what am I looking at? Goes right into Chance Harbour. Yeah. Yeah. Hooking it all together. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Thanks, Carla. Sent some. I'm still sending a couple more. Okay. Let me see if they came because I didn't hear anything go off. Oh, maybe. Okay, just 1 second. I'm going to check. Hmm. Okay. They come up on my phone, but they're not coming up on the computer. But let me try to resend them to myself. See if that'll work. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. You were there, the little blue thing. that we were just looking at. So you guys were right by that river that we were just talking about. So you're okay with me sharing these with the group? CWOOD? Hi, Kathy. Thanks for being here. We'll just wait for CWOOD to answer before I share what she's sending with me because I don't want to share them without her permission. Thanks, Kathy. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure first. That's if it, I don't know why they're not sending to my computer, and I even just sent it to myself, and it's still not. Hmm. Grr, grr, grr. Okay, just a second. Let me try this. Weird. Okay. Just trying to get the rest of them, guys. Sorry. Oh, wow. So you were right at the river I just showed everybody. That's cool. I'm going to bring that one up. So this is just, I guess, in the area. Hide everyone that just came in. Um, Thanks for being here. We're just looking at some videos and pictures that CWOOD took while she was out helping to do a more recent search. And this is the river that we were just talking about. Yeah, it's pretty low again. Kind of looks the same as it did in that picture or the video I had shown where the guy was fishing. Yeah, so that's the same area, and it would have been a lot higher uh, in May because we had all that rain. It didn't stop raining like all through April and into May. Um, yeah, and we would have just lost all our winter snow as well. Um, which is why there's some areas around here that flood a bit because of that around that time of year. Because what happens is we have our snow that melts, and at the same time we're in our rainstorms, so it ends up we have some flooding at that time. So usually around that time the rivers are higher and a bit more rapid. Definitely not like that. Yeah, it's pretty still there. Yeah, that is the area. So how coincidental. Here I am discussing it as a possibility and how it flows into right into the Pictou and Chance Harbour area and then out into the ocean. And definitely a possibility that the kids wandered down to there um, through the woods, or uh, that if something nefarious took place, that it would could be a spot that somebody could have took them, right? Because it would quite be very easy to to take them down on the other side, not this side, but over in the other side, which you can walk under there and get over to the other side. People do that are fishing there, and yeah, and then over in the other side that runs into um, that area. And I'll go back and show you again for anybody new that had come in and missed that. Um, Thanks, Seawood, for sending those. So, Seawood, uh, okay, there's a picture I'm going to pull up. Maybe that's the bridge that Daphne's talking about. Go over to that. Um, Isn't that pretty? Look how low the water is now, though, eh? So, uh, is that the McLeod Bridge that Daphne's talking about? Okay. Yeah, I thought that was a train bridge. Yeah. Well, thank you, CWOOD, for sharing. Oh, I'll show the other pictures there too. Feels like you can get closer to how Jack and Lily witnessed around them and if they went in that area. Yeah, exactly. I know. I know, right? And if they did get through those woods and because that is not far. That's not far at all. And if they were able to somehow truck through the woods and get down near those areas, right? Any of those areas? Yeah, some of it could be Kristen. Yeah, not sure. Like that fishing spot, like Daniel could have taken the kids there fishing for sure. Yeah, because that's a popular fishing spot for sure. Like sometimes you can't even get down there to fish because there's a couple of times my husband and I've gone and there's just you just know there's really no room for you, so you don't bother going. Yeah, there's a good question. Did anything stand out? Yes, Daphne. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like little kids, like, because kids are like monkeys on I know I was. Oh boy, I was the one that always near gave my mother a heart attack. I climbed everything and I was pretty crazy. I don't think there's any train now, but no, no, there must be because we heard the train. I don't know if a train goes over that anymore, but it's hard to say around here because we don't have the trains like we used to. We don't have a train as like for traveling type train anymore. That's gone. And since there's other things that have closed down here now, we don't have the trains that come through as far as like to carry coal or um you know tra- that carry cargo and stuff like that, not like we used to, but there are still some. So what areas they still do travel is hard to say, really. You'd have to actually live in the area and hear the train still does go through there. Yeah, like I can tell you here in my area there's a train that goes by once a day in the evening, usually between 6 and 7 o'clock, and that's it. Sarah was out the same day and found a burn pile with part of a burned stuffed animal. Oh, Interesting. Safety vest and men's underwear. What? Now that is bizarre. So it would have been turned over to the police, I imagine. Is there shells or mostly sand there in those rivers? There wouldn't be any shells in those rivers. It would be rock and dirt. Finding solace. I would look towards Sheet Harbor Way. There's absolutely nothing, no cell service, no houses, etc. Yeah, and the trails go through the woods towards Sheet Harbor, but that'd be a bit of a distance. Um, yeah, limestone. Uh, you mean limestone in the rivers? No, not that I'm aware. Did the RCMP see whatever they are bag everything? Did the RCMP see whatever they are bag everything? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Kristen. Sorry. I understand. See what I would as well. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Uh, it goes through here. Oh, okay. The train goes to the Michelin plant, I believe. Yep, there is a train that goes to the Michelin plant. Yep. At Daphne, you would. But what tracks it uses, I don't know. Like there's some tracks that are not even used anymore. Uh, well, get your horse down here then. Jeez, girl. At Daphne, what do you need? What do you need to go? Yeah, exactly. Probably passport and stuff. Uh, yeah. Hi, Anne. There will be no searching now. They closed the woods due to fire index. Yeah. My gosh, I tell ya. It's not one thing, it's another. Yeah, I never even thought of that. That'll put a stop to that. You'd be allowed to, well, I guess not even along the rivers because that still takes you near the woods. So I'd have to rent a vehicle and find a hotel that accepts my dog. Can't leave her. Evidence. Most motels accept dogs. Oh, good. There's so many logging roads, trails, and water in that area. Wouldn't never find anything out there. Yeah, yeah. And that's the shame of it. Most times things are found accidentally, you know, just just the luck of the draw. Someone happens to be out there and it's their turn to, I don't know, be blessed with finding something like that. I guess, well, yeah, you could look at it either way, I guess. No hiking, no fishing, no ATVs yet, or a big fine. Mhm. Yep. Yipper. We were talking about that earlier. I love your little bow you have in your picture. That's sweet. Yeah. Yeah, very dense for sure. Ooh, 25,000. Wow. In this picture, uh, I'm not, it's a train, that's I believe for the train tracks. I'm not sure if that's what you mean, Mark, but the one that I was showing, it's an overpass, and the one that Daphne was talking about is called the McLeod Bridge, she said. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm just gonna go over and I think there was more pictures there. I think. Maybe not. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. What's that area, Seawood? That looks like a pig on top of that, or a pig or a cow on top of that. Oh, you got a picture of the homestead. Yeah, what's that? Can anybody else see that pig there? Or cow, I think. Yeah, there's a gate and it looks like a cow on it. The old campground. Oh, okay. Haha. I don't think it's the old campground. They wouldn't have to. It must be a farm. That's just up the road from their house, and I believe that's where Belinda said they had all the search party and stuff set up. The pig gate, yeah. I don't know if it's a pig or a cow. Let me make it bigger. You okay? Let's have a debate. Is it a pig gate or a cow gate? Um, I'm sure I can make this picture bigger somehow. Oh, it only went a little bit bigger. Just a second. It only went a little bit bigger. I'll have to crop it and then send it to my messenger, and then we'll look at it. Daphne, you'll have to come on with me and do a look at everybody coming out of the woodwork now to guess if it's a pig or a cow. Look at yous. You all were hiding a few minutes ago. Rosebud says it's a piggy. Ruth Strength says it's a pig. Kristen says it's a potbelly. I'm going with a cow. Let's make it bigger. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can just if you can just do avatar if you don't want to do like do your actual self. I don't care. Just I like the avatar because I can keep my feet up so my legs don't swell with fluid and crap, and I can put the heating pad on my back and sit on my cushion. Um, Mark says cow. Yeah, see, that's why I'm saying cow, because it's got black marks on it. See the picture of the cow Mark put up there? Okay, so I'm gonna have to crop it and then make it bigger and then put it on screen so we can figure it out. That's funny. Everybody get your guesses in. It's a That's funny. That's funny. It might be. Who knows? With this experimental crap that goes on these days, right? Like who knows? Okay. Save copy. Keep resolution. We don't need to have more resolution. Oh, now that I got a close up, I'm starting to think it's a pig. Just because of the way its snout looks. Hmm. Yeah, I think it might be a pig. Or it is a hybrid. All right, I'm just sending it. So I gotta send the pic, the close up. All right. I don't think it's gonna. It. No, doesn't look much bigger. Just a second. I guess you can get a better look of it. But you guys can't see its nose, or maybe you can, but it does look like a pig nose. So I think I'm gonna have to change mine to pig or hybrid. Hybrid. Whoever said hybrid, I think you won. Because to me, it looks like a cow with a pig's nose. Definitely, definitely. Yeah. Oh my god, you guys are hilarious. It's a pig identifies as a cow. That is too cute. Okay. Okay, maybe it's a cow. So y'all agree? It's half pig and half cow for sure. uh, members Melmerby Beach is not in Truro. Melmerby Beach is here in Pictou County. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yeah, you guys are a hoot. Yeah, Daphne. Yeah, I'd love to do a live with you for sure. The properties have the cattle fence, but yards most likely not. Too many acres to fence it. Usually people have those gates up so people don't. turn around in their driveways. Okay. uh, remember The Simpsons where they were guessing the animal noise? I didn't see that one, but my sister probably did. I think she hasn't missed an episode, nor have my kids. Yeah, you guys are cracking me up. I watched Doctor Pole. He goes to cow farms with bigger and taller fences. Okay. Oh my. Well, thanks for the laugh, you guys. You guys are hilarious. Uh, most welcome. Don't you love when you can be on here and actually have a good laugh like that? And I find when you're talking about these heavy topics as well, you got to have a little bit of a good laugh. So thank you, CWOOD, for sharing those pictures and giving us a little chuckle in the end. I'm glad it's the last picture that we came to. Imagine if these people were watching us now. Yeah, exactly. Trying to figure out what that animal is. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, funny. That place has no gates. It's like a flop house. Oh, Dr. Phil. Yeah, okay, maybe that's what she was saying. Yeah. Yes, it's 2025, so Mark wins. I agree. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. If it was like late 1980s, early 90s, whoever it was that said a hybrid, yes, back then. That's when that was all kind of they were going a little crazy with that experimental stuff. It's a pig. I have a big man. Okay. That's cute. Uh, yeah. Yes, thank you, Seawood. Thank you. Yeah. I went there. Sorry, was confused. I think it's of interest to me, dreams and being there. That's old. Yes, old McDaniel's firm. Yeah, old McDaniel had a firm. Yeah. Well, you guys, they're hilarious. So, Daphne, you can catch me on if you just want to send a message to Nova Haven on Facebook. So Novah, and then last name Hayven. And then that way we can be connected and we can figure out a way to sometime to do a live together, figure out what our time differences are. And yeah, yeah, that was Kristen that said that. She cracked a good one. Old McDaniel's farm. Yeah. Thanks, Rosebud. Whoop. Thanks. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, I was on Sunny's a couple of times. Yep. And I usually watch her every day. I fall asleep and then I finish the rest the next day. It's like a part one and a part two. Yeah. Hayven. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, well, that was a good one. That was cute. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna say goodbye. We're just past the 2 hours. Um, thank you. Thank you. And thank you for everyone being here. Thank you to my mods for holding a wrench. I appreciate it. You guys are great. Um, Everyone who's talking in the chat, you're a great group. Really great group. It's nice to be able to do this and just have a nice group of people that are interested in the topic and not causing trouble or anything. Um, and it just flows nice, and you enjoy each other's company, right? Even though you're not right with each other, and it keeps the case alive. Keeps the case alive for I was gonna say Jilly, Jack, and Lily, and that's what's important, you know, keeping it alive, keeping people talking, and hopefully getting truth and answers. um, you know, and them coming home, whether it's, I mean, I think we're, I think we all pretty much know they're probably not coming home, in a good way, but, they should always be brought back home to be laid to rest, of course, right? They deserve that. So, um, thanks everyone. And stay for the outro. Uh, honk honk. Yeah. Yeah. Stay for the outro because it just helps to brighten the mood a little bit as you're exiting, okay? As you're leaving, walking out the door. So we'll see you next time everyone. Take care. Lots of love, lots of positive vibes. Bye-bye.